This short video, I'm going to share a bit of the Negev desert petroglyph decoding that I've been doing for these many years. I did not sleep all last night because my sleep disorders and my life has come to an end. They killed my life when they took away my rights in this country and made me sick and ill by falsely imprisoning me. And I'm going to tell you something. I want you to understand something. I want to make this completely clear. I'm not any religion. You understand? I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Jew. You understand? In my past, I've studied different religions. I studied Judaism. I consider myself studying the Messianic Judaism for a while. Before that, as a boy, I was growing up as a Jehovah's Witness in a religion that was created by Freemason, and I didn't know. I was a boy. I was raised in that, to believe that teaching. A lot of people get abused in cults and hypnotized and sexually abused and turned into people that are damaged, and the mind is damaged by mental abuse, sorceries, and various different things, hypnotisms, things that happen to people. And so, I'm not a perfect person, you understand, but I'm not a Freemason. I don't agree with Freemasonry. I do not agree with it. I do not agree with any religion. I do not agree with Christianity. I do not agree with Judaism. I'm not in the Kabbalah. I'm not a sorcerer. I'm not a warlock. Things that people have accused me of in the past. In my conscious mind, although I respect people to be able to do the different things that they do in life, I'm not a homosexual. That means I don't like men. I don't sit back here and dream about guys all day, and this sort of thing, the reason I'm doing this video like I'm doing is because my life is coming to an end. I'm ill, and I really, deep down, don't have the will to continue living much longer after the way I've been treated in this life. So I wanted to say what I wanted to, exactly how I wanted, what I wanted it to be. Now, people have harmed me, and I couldn't see it. And I'm probably not going to be able to see it as a human being. When I die, I will. And this human you see is gone. So, later in life, when I left religion and I understood why Islam became what it was, I understand why Islam has the struggles that it has. But I'm not a Muslim, and I'm not a secret Muslim. I'm not part of Islam. I forsook my religions. I'm not part of any of it. I'm not a Buddhist or a Hindu or anything, not a Luciferian. Like I told you, I'm not a Freemason. I'm not into any satanic worship or demonism. And I want to explain this because even though I'm an imperfect person and you see me uploading videos on YouTube, alright, some of my videos I cuss. Some of my videos you see me smoking a cigarette, but I'm not a savior. Do you understand? I'm not the original spirit, God, what people call God. I'm a human being. And so I have a great gift for understanding petroglyphs, old languages. And I share that in the last of my life because it was what I had as my gift. I decoded what I was calling the Tetragrammaton before, but listen, I'm not a Jew. I'm not part of Judaism or the Kabbalah. I can write in Hebrew, I can write in Arabic, I can write in the Phoenician language to say what I want. That good enough. I can write in the Negev script to say what I want, good enough. And so I realized that the ancient peoples were nomads. And you had the nomads of the jungle, you had the nomads of the desert, you had the nomads of the mountains, the nomads of the sea that lived on the sea. And they actually laid out entire islands made out of different types of wood and built entire islands that they lived out on, the sea dwellers, the nomads. And so these peoples were the original human beings who had a spiritual free form, that they all had a spirit called all, and later in English they translated it El, means what people call God, and it was a spirit. Was not a religion as you think of religions today and Christianity and these other religions, but was a spirit that let people be humans. You understand? And naturally doing what humans do naturally. They did have some laws, but they were simple laws, just a few of them. And it was not religion as we know of it today. It was like when you go into the jungle now and you find the jungle nomads. You can do a YouTube search if you want to know what I mean. You can find people living in harmony with nature, living off the land, being spiritual, communicating with the spirits of nature and spirits of the hereafter and God, and living like human beings lived a long time ago in their environment. And so I want to share in this video, and I want to make it short, less than 15 minutes, about what I believe about Savior. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail as I have in some of my other videos about what I really think about Christianity and its impostorship of Christendom. That is, the reason why I want to say this real fast is because everywhere they went in their crusades and their lies, they robbed the original man with the lies of Zeus, their original god, the original god of Greece and Rome. Zeus, the one they call Zeus, and Jesus, his son, is not any of the savior of any of us. The normal human. And all that will take you to is a place where your soul will be robbed, and you will be, not happy. It's the reason why I left religion, because of what happened to me and my experience with it. I became a shaman. I'm a free-form shaman, and that means I'm not part of traditional shaman religion that's recognized today. But I am a shaman like the old shamans. And I translated some of the petroglyphs. I want to share with you what that means to me, and I'll talk to you about what it means to me. In my page, as soon as I flip through it right here, I'm looking at this paper I'm turning. This is my Savior right here. Those two swords you'll find carved in Yemen. you find those two swords carved in different places. In the Colorado stones, you'll find, if you go deep enough in there, you'll find these two swords written in the ancient territory where the Apache and people like the Cherokee used to be. It used to be written here, right here in western North Carolina, those two symbols, in the original land of the original peoples, in the Aboriginal culture, the original Australia, the original land before it got messed with. You find those two symbols right there. Two swords. And the way that this is pronounced in the petroglyphic language, from right to left, is Za. Za. That's my Savior. I don't need Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ to me is offensive and a liar. That's my Savior right there. This right here. That's the first creation. And so I've showed you in English, written above and below that, what that is in translation. It can mean different things. It means first word, that force, the sword. It also means first spirit. It also means the word. And so I have used my gift, although I'm an imperfect human being and I don't want a cult. I just wanted to share this with you before I die. The Shaman Savior is a spirit, and was a spirit to start with. Now, at the top, I've written a spell, and it's a name. And so when I pronounce it, I say, the Shaman of Allah, Allah. Now see, that's the Savior of my people. And, I'm not perfect. I'm going to say some cuss words in some of my videos, and, automatically, when you look at me, I want you to see a human being that's sharing something great with you that I'm not so great myself. I'm sick. I'm ill. I'm greatly troubled. And I've been that way for a long time. Because of my experience. I grew up in an environment, where there's a bunch of racists telling me about a Jesus I'll never be able to make him happy because he ain't nothing but a lie. And when I tell you this right here, I'll tell it to you real fast. Zeus is the god of Christendom. Also, now you know, and most people pronounce Zeus. He's nothing but a hater of indigenous peoples who tortures them and lies and has his people go and steal their land. And Jesus is his son. And like father, like son, Jesus is a liar. That's the reason why Christ and crusades, you have people that are already having God. Already God is with them. And somebody else bringing something to them and killing them if they don't conform. They stole the Middle East. They tried to steal it in the name of Zeus and Jesus. They lifted up an altar to Zeus after they sacrificed a pig on the altar of the Hebrews that they completely smashed. And if it weren't for the Arab, they would have spread their evil all throughout the Middle East. And, thankfully to the Spirit, Saladin chopped off all their heads. And made them realize they're not in their natural terrain, in their land, is not the Middle East. Their God is not the God of the Middle East, the same as their God is not the God of North America. And the God, all that I spoke of when I say all, I'm not talking about Islam, but the Arab still remembers all, because they come from the nomads. Abraham, who was not a Muslim, he was not Jewish, he was not part of Judaism. I'm a shaman. I've shared this with you, and I want you to realize that just being an Arab, being that, makes you the person who is the indigenous person in the Middle East. You are the ones who belong there, and not these evil people that keep lying in the name of a false fake Jesus and their god Zeus. So I shared this with you. I shared this with the world. That is the Savior, and it's the Savior of all the indigenous people. It's the Savior of all tribes and people, different colors. And so I'm going to stop my video right there, about 16 minutes and 30 seconds, and just tell you that I really want you to have freedom, because there's not going to be peace without a sword. You understand that? And peace is not coming for the Middle East. A sword is. So, people have to fight to keep their land. Unfortunately, their people die, and they don't want to let go of things if someone steals it from them. The Indians fought to try to keep their land. And they had to conform to this lie, these Christian liars, and now they're in reservations. And what has Jesus done for any of them? Nothing. Robbed them. So, once again, I'm going to say Zaza. That means what it means. And I'm glad that I got to share it with you. Remember, I'm an imperfect person, but what I told you about is a pretty special thing. Sometimes one day you look at my channel, you'll look at it and it was meant for you. And I'm glad that I've been part of it, even though I'm not very well. I'm not a good person. I don't think so. But the Spirit is good. All is good. Zaza is good. The Great Spirit, Yahweh, is good. And those are the spirits, my spirit guides. And I'm not of Judaism. Judaism hijacked the original spiritualism and lied. And that, they're responsible for all this cultish, evil things that have been going on, that the spirit God, that my God, the God of the nomads, hates them doing that. So, and not all people that are, on this earth are meant to follow false religion, Christendom, and Christianity, and Christ, and Jesus, the lies. That's the reason it ain't worked for none of us, because he is not for us. He's nothing but a slave master. So that's what I'm sharing with you. I'm going to stop my video right there.